When you hear about Australia, you probably think about Bondi Beach in Sydney. It seems to have become the symbol of beach culture. But why is Bondi Beach so famous? Well, the place looks like a postcard. The sparkling blue waters contrast with the beautiful golden sand. The sunsets are awe-inspiring. And apparently, I just heard, Bondi Beach is the most Instagrammed location on Earth. Locally, Bondi is also known for its incredible surf conditions, the iconic Bondi Icebergs pool, the coastal walks, and its many trendy cafes, restaurants, and boutiques. And of course, you can't get around the fact that many Australian and international celebrities choose to spend time in Bondi Beach. Bondi Beach has even been graced by royalty. So I'm sure it won't shock you that this woman from the wild, wild west chose to make this her home for a week. In my last video, I was really unsure about what I was bringing. I was really undecided. And right now I actually want to show you what I did end up bringing. Please bear with me while I go through my wardrobe. Shoes. I ended up bringing 3 pairs. My Vivi sneakers, which I'm... Ooh! The sandals. Look, you're gonna have to watch that video if you want the details. This is a travel video, this ain't a packing video. And look, I didn't end up bringing those big black boots. They were just taking up too much space, and the weather hasn't been great here, I will admit. One day, it rained a lot. When I had a closer look at the forecast, I realized I could get away with not bringing the big boots, and I did end up bringing these my diamond mid-height heels. Don't look at them. Okay, do you want to see which tops I brought? My black turtleneck. Is someone going to keep score? Because I don't want to. I brought my waterfall sweater. This one needed one thick, warm thing. A third sweater. I'm counting this one as a sweater. This one. Everything's black. You can't see anything. Anyway, this is a round neck black merino wool top. This I'll show you in a moment. End up bringing my Sandro Diamante shirt, didn't I? Oh, this is so out of order. My raincoat, which I did model for you last time, and that did come in handy. And my white boob tube. The black boob tube. Where's the black boob tube? Black boob tube, just a white cami top thing, white organic basics tee. I actually brought a lot of tops. Just a charcoal long sleeve that's inside out. Dang, I miss Albany. Ozma bodysuit, which I also love. So that's how many tops? 1, 2, 10 tops plus jacket. This is a big pack. Oh, and I brought, in terms of bottoms, I definitely brought my fitness leggings, my comfy flared yoga pants, trousers that I showed you last time around, and my skirt. So that's what, 10 plus 4, 15. Man, it feels like a lot of stuff. I also brought the 2 bags that I showed you last time. I stopped because I wanted to show you this. Let's style this a little, shall we? It's one of those understated minimalist basics. Let's just say I do put on some red lipstick. I do put on my chandelier earrings. I do put on my diamante heels. I feel like this tones all that down, so it gives that minimal, effortless vibe, which I think people struggle to find that vibe if they don't naturally know how to do it. I've learned how to do it. The way to do it is to make sure that your pieces are not too tight, they're not too fancy, they're fuss-free. That's how you make it look effortless. I wasn't necessarily looking to shop on this trip, but I did come across this for a pretty good price. Shout out to Assembly Label, and I liked it. I think it's a great addition to my wardrobe. I have been looking for, well, I haven't been looking. I've been interested in a round neck knit that's kind of like a t-shirt. I found it at Assembly Label. There's an Assembly Label shop up the street. It's a cotton cashmere blend. I went for the cream. I went for an oversized fit, so I went for a size 8. Normally size 6 in Australian sizing, that's an extra small. This is a small. I guess the reason I sized up is because I want this to be loose. I think there is such a thing as not loose enough if you're going for a loose look, and the size 6 looked too awkward. It was just an awkward fit, so I definitely went for oversized. This is cute because it breaks up all my black. It's gonna look great with my black coat when I go grab my coffee in the winter months in Perth. I've been to Sydney on a few occasions, and I'll have to admit I'm not a huge fan. Not a big fan of big city life. I've lived in London, I've spent a lot of time in New York City, so I haven't felt excited about having a new urban jungle to add to my collection of urban jungles. You know, it's all subjective, and what excites some people bores others, and concrete jungles bore me. Is what I'm saying. But, my friend, I'd never stayed in Bondi Beach before. And of course, you know me, I'm a coastal girl through and through. And now that I've got my interesting, fun activities on the coast, which, let's be honest, most people would find extremely boring. I am coastal grandmother. I am coastal grandmother. Here in Bondi Beach, I've found my coastal grandmother things. What I've mostly done is walk the coast. I've gone to the very famous icebergs, which if you don't know is like a public pool slash sauna slash gym, and they do have a little cafe there. I had a glorious little coffee there. And I've been to the Italian restaurant Totti's. I mean, aside from doing some epic walks into Paddington just to, well, do some exercise, but also maybe there was some handbags I wanted to look at. I'm not going to deny that. I really just stuck to the coast. For me, sitting around on the coast with a coffee is the most, it's peak life. And now is the time when we thank today's video sponsor, Squarespace. If I had never started my blog, I would not be speaking to you today. A Small Wardrobe, the former name of this channel, originally started off as a blog where I documented my journey to finding my own style. Now, if you are looking to express yourself in some way creatively, go no further than Squarespace. Whether you want to create some sort of a blog, portfolio, online store, promote a physical business, Squarespace has you covered. Choose from hundreds of inspiring templates. And of course, your template can be further customized. Some of my favorite Squarespace features are the commerce and marketing options, integrated social media, audience analytics, and the fact that Squarespace will help you out with your domain name. Squarespace has an awesome offer for you today. To get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain name, all you need to do is go to www.squarespace.com, start your free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to this here URL. A massive thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I chose to stay in an Airbnb this time around. I'm actually not a huge fan of Airbnb. If you want to see any of my rants, you got to check out my Patreon community about that. But this time around, it really suited where I was staying. This Airbnb is close to everything I wanted to be close to. It's generally pretty cute. I think, you know, they've done a really nice job of, well, that's been bothering me, hasn't it? The owner's done a beautiful job of styling it. Oh, the mise-en-scène. That's so much better. Oh, I wonder what's in that drawer. My gosh, I finally found the blankets. I have a friend who's very particular about how she likes things, and she loves Airbnbs, and she loves Airbnbs that are well styled. She only picks the most beautiful of Airbnbs. However, every time she rocks up at an Airbnb, she rearranges it. And in the past, we've had this conversation. She has asked, do you not rearrange your Airbnbs when you arrive? And I said, no, I do not. But I will have you know that I did rearrange it slightly just to get the good light. thought this video was finished. I thought I'd captured all the footage I wanted to. I thought I'd told all the stories I wanted to. And then yesterday happened. On Saturday, the 13th of April, I woke up with an uncanny desire to go visit the YSL shop at Bondi Junction. I walked over there, visited the YSL store, went into David Jones, and honestly, I was just in a strange headspace. I was kind of procrastinating. I distinctly remember standing there, looking over the balcony, contemplating if there was somewhere else I wanted to go in the shopping complex. But ultimately, I did decide to leave, and I did so sometime between 3 and 3:10 p.m. And then I just walked home. I would say about 15 to 20 minutes into my walk, 3 police cars in short succession, aggressively, with their sirens on, made their way back towards Bondi Junction. A motorcyclist nearly got knocked off his bike by one of the cops, and I thought, wow, they're so much more aggressive here in New South Wales. It wasn't until about 20 minutes later that I actually heard the news. There was an incident at Bondi Junction where I'd just been. A man brandishing a knife started stabbing people randomly, and he killed several people. He himself got shot by a brave policewoman who happened to be there at the time, and she stopped more people from getting murdered. I've just been in such a strange headspace for the last 24 hours trying to figure out exactly where I was, what I was doing. I've been trying to walk myself through the steps of what happened while I was there, what I saw, who I spoke with, if I can remember any faces, and to be honest with you, it's all just kind of a blur. I mean, like I said at the beginning, I was in kind of a strange headspace anyway, but it certainly feels very strange to think about it now. Literally 10 to 20 minutes after I left, this incident unfolded, this tragic incident where innocent people, their lives were taken. And sorry to end this video on a dark note, but it's become difficult not to think about, and I would feel strange not mentioning it. Sending big love to everyone who was there. Many people were injured, many people were frightened, many people saw terrible things. And of course, there's the victims themselves who suffered the worst consequences. Yeah, just sending love out to anyone who was affected by this awful tragedy.